Alright. So. What's good, guys? I'm Sabo from the Remix Squad, and today we are going to be making egg rolls. So this should be a load of fun. Let's see our ingredients. Alright, so first things first, you need to wash your hands. Okay, so you're gonna need eggs, ground beef, pork, or chicken. We're using beef, coleslaw with green cabbage, carrots, and red cabbage. This is ginger root, green onion, garlic, egg roll wraps, salt, olive oil, soy sauce, sugar, and water. Okay, so also at the end we're gonna make a nice sweet and sour sauce, but first let's do this part. Also, really quickly, the ingredients I have should make 12 egg rolls. So first things first, you have to put the ground pork in a pan, like that. Okay, so half a teaspoon is equal to 1 garlic clove, so you need 2 teaspoons. So I like garlic cloves, so I'm gonna use a little bit more. So you also have 2 teaspoons. Hold on. Put that in with your pork, beef, or chicken. Yeah, 2 teaspoons of the ginger, and then 2 teaspoons of this garlic, or 2 cloves if you have regular garlic. You'll have to mince it yourself then. But this is already pre-minced, so this works pretty well. Alright, so next you need a little bit of salt. I mean, just a pinch or a handful is good, so it comes out fast. So I'm gonna try to be careful. There we go. A little more. Alright, that's good. It's way more than enough. So put that in a bowl, or in my case, a little measuring thing. Alright, so next you are going to need, forget this, little spoonful of sugar, and put that in the same bowl as your salt. Okay? Last but not least, you're going to need 1/4 a cup of soy sauce. You can use whatever brand you like, so that's why I kind of put in this little measuring cup thing, is I can measure this out right along with the thing. So this one comes out very, very slowly, and I only need 1/4, so it's quite a bit of soy sauce actually. There we go. Perfect. So the last thing you want to put in here is a spoonful of oil of your choice. I am using olive oil because that is my preferred oil for this. So you can use anything, sesame, canola, peanut, it should all be fine. So put that. You can see that it kind of sunk to the top. It looks really cool. So yeah, we got to put that in. Alright, so now take a spoon, mix all this up well so that the salt and sugar all dissolve in with this soy sauce and the oil. You have your wets and your dries. It should be it should work pretty well. There we go. So you can see it kind of bubbles a little. So that's got a cool thing. So you want to put this right in with your pork, ginger, and garlic, your minced garlic. So pour that right on top of this. And that looks really cool. So now you have to cook the pork with the soy sauce. So that's up next. Alright, so this is how your meat should look like when it is done. You should see all the grease and stuff. It should be very liquidy. And you can tell it should bubble a little bit. And you can really tell that it is getting brown. And I think I forgot to say earlier, this is, the recipe calls for 1.5 pounds. I actually only we couldn't find 1.5 pounds. We could find between 3 pounds. This is 1.36 pounds. So it'll be fine. Alright, so next step. Alright, so next step, you take this hamburger that's been soaking in the sauce that we made, and you put it right into the strainer to get all the grease out. Alright, so now the next step is to take the cabbage and the green onions and combine them in a large bowl. Alright, so we got the cabbage, and I'm just going to put in the entire bag. So this is a 14-ounce bag, so you can use between 14 and 16 ounces of cabbage. So you can start by putting that in there, and the next step is to cut up this green onion. Alright, so we need to cut 4 of these up, these nice green onions. Come on. Come on. Okay, there we go. Alright. Oh, wow. Okay, so we need to cut up 4 of these nice green onions, so let's do that. Also, the recipe says only to use this green part up here, the actual onion down here, this white part don't use, so I'd say stop cutting at about this right here, the second rubber band. So straight away, I'm just going to cut off the actual onion part. Now there's a lot of recipes that say different. So yeah, so right here is where you'd want to cut about, just as an example. So I'm going to take 4 out and cut them up. Now we have these 2 large bowls. So now you want to take your meat still warm. Put that over here. Put this up here. And you want to just pour this right into that bowl. Still, you can see the steam is still hot. You want it to be still hot. And mix this all up now. So now it's going to have a really, really nice color. Alright, we got all that goodness. So there we go. Here you have the 2 onions. You don't use those, so you can save them or just do that. We just use green onion very much, so here we go. This is the green onion. So you want to take it and put it right into that bowl with all your cabbage. All this in here. Alright, so there we go. Now you can just take a regular old ordinary spoon and nicely mix this up. This is gonna have a really cool color, I think. Oh yeah, that color is spectacular. So this is carrots, green cabbage, red cabbage, and the onions that we have. Alright, so now we just gotta let all this meat cool. It's supposed to still be hot when you put it on. I don't really get the point of letting it cool now, but that's what you have to do. So next part we can already start preparing. We can take this, put that right there, and we can grab these things and start laying some of these out. So this recipe will make 12 of these egg rolls. Okay, so these things look really, really cool. But the issue is they're all floury. That's kind of weird, but I'm gonna try and slide these out without having to put the camera down. They are very, very, very thin. So, okay, this is, I don't know, this is probably at least 20. Because of how thin they are. Look at this. You can see where my hand is. You can see like the shadow. Hold on. This is really cool. They're so soft. Like, I've never noticed like what these actually, it's like, it's really cool, but really floury. Okay, so now that this is cool, we can start with these egg rolls. So I'm gonna put those right there. So first what you're supposed to do is lay them, well, okay, lay one out in front of you like so, and it should look like a diamond to you. And then you need a spoon and 3 of these spoonfuls right in the center of the diamond. So I'm gonna get whole spoonfuls because this does not look like it's gonna be too much, but I could be wrong. Might be difficult folding if I put in too much. So I'm not going to yet. This might make more than 12 though. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. So lay it out like that. Okay, so next you have to take this bottom part, put it over the filling, like so, and roll once like this, but tighter. I'm gonna make it tighter off camera. Next you have to fold in the right and left points, so shut like that, and then fold it under, so it looks like that, and then you have to do the same on the other side. Alright, so when you're done, it should look like this. And you just keep repeating that process pretty much over and over again. Next part, crack 2 eggs in a bowl, like so. Take an egg beater and beat it up until it is yellow. So, we'll do it this way. Okay, you just kind of mix it until and break up, open up the yolks. So it's pretty easy. So what puts the egg in egg rolls? So the reason you actually need this is because when eggs are raw, look at that. It's all sticky. Ew. And yeah, that's how they all stick together, like when they're actually in the thing. So you're gonna need like a brush of some sort. I have a grill brush. Not a grill brush, like it's like a barbecue brush that you use to like put barbecue on stuff. And yeah, that's how I'm gonna put that on there. Alright, so I got my barbecue set that my dad got me for Christmas. And there's pretty much everything in here you could possibly need for barbecuing. I have my spatula actually in there, but here is my, come on, come out. Here it is. Here's my grill brush. So what you want to do with that one that you have is take this, get it nice and full of egg, and just lightly brush it over the egg roll. Get it really even. You don't need much. So just what I put on the brush is more than enough. I'd probably suggest doing this on like a plate of some sort. But then you gotta do the bottom part. So this kind of keeps it all wrapped up together, because otherwise you will have a mess. Alright, so from here you just continue the process. It's not that difficult. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, so now it's time to actually put these in the deep fryer to fry and cook. So you want to do the ones that you did first because I kind of been feeling the butter throughout and it actually turns dry. It's pretty cool, but it's still like somewhat sticky. So do the ones that you actually made the thing with first, and you can place them straight into the little basket if you have one with your deep fryer. I'm also not an absolute pro at actually making the rolls, so I'm putting in the ones that I did best on. And the butter, like I said, is still pretty sticky, so it is kind of unfortunately sticking to the thong. I'm hoping that it doesn't stick to the deep fryer thing, but I guess we're not going to know until they are done. So let's put the egg rolls in the deep fryer. So we have the oil. I'll put in, we have canola and I put olive oil. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but. So I'm gonna need some more oil. So I'm gonna fill this up. More oil. And it should bubble. If it doesn't, you probably don't have it hot, warm enough. So yeah, leave those in there. While those cook, I can start to make the sweet and sour sauce. Alright, so let's check up on these egg rolls. They are looking pretty darn appetizing. So yeah, while those continue cooking, we have butter, so that's not going to take very long. I'm going to be making the cranberry sauce in this stupid little green bowl. Alright, so we're going to start with 1/3 of a cup of distilled white vinegar. Right here. You can get them in these big tubs. It's pretty cheap. I actually love the smell of vinegar. Most people don't. So about 1/3 of a cup. There we go. That's good. Like I said, about 1/3 of a cup. So we have that. Dump that in the bowl. That's perfect. Okay, let's see if our egg rolls are about done. Not yet. So we are going to move back to our little green bowl with all of our stuff. So we're going to need 2 teaspoons of vegetable oil. And 2/3 a cup of unsweetened pineapple juice. I apologize, the camera kind of cut, so I actually already put the oil in. I'm going to set this up for a second. I open up this nice unsweetened pineapple juice. You want about 2/3 of a cup. So let's fill that boy up. Okay, so there is 2/3. Dump that in, and that makes a weird color with all the oil and pineapple juice. Now we need 2 tablespoons of something I honestly hate, but I have to put it in. So we're going to need about 2 tablespoons of ketchup. I'm just going to squirt about 2 tablespoons in. There we go, it's about 2 tablespoons. There we go. These egg rolls. And those babies are done. So I'm going to turn this way down so I can actually get these open. And we are going to get a plate. I'm so excited for this. This plate actually kind of looks Chinese. This kind of fit our nice little Chinese egg rolls. Like I said, I'm kind of praying that these didn't stick. So it's very, very hot, like you would not believe. So let's open this up. Oh, those look amazing. I'm gonna put this right inside the sink. There we go. And look at those. So they're kind of popping, and it's okay because they look phenomenal. And oh my god, those look so good, like so good. Hold on. Hold on. Those. Okay, look. They're not all the same size, but they look so good. They're a little crunchier. This one looks literally perfect. But nice. Those are so awesome. Nothing came out, so my folding was pretty spot on. Let's cook up the rest of these egg rolls. But I'm gonna make the sauce right away, and then I'll cook up the rest of them off camera. You already seen them cook. You already seen that they look amazing. Let's finish up our sauce. All right, so next we need a little bit of cornstarch. This is just used as a thickener. So a little less than a spoon. About that, this will thicken it a lot. You'd be surprised. That right in there. I'm gonna mix this up right away to make sure that it will thicken nicely. You would not believe how much this will thicken. Like, it still looks very liquidy right now, but all of a sudden it's just gonna thicken like you wouldn't believe. So it called for a whole spoon, but I know how this stuff like works and how thick that it really is. So, and you still want it liquidy. Alright, I'm gonna put in a little more. Not much. Just enough. Put that in there. This should make this is like what they use, I believe, to make potatoes lumpy. And that ketchup looks really strange in there. So as you can see, we've added a lot of tart and sour flavors. Pineapple juice, pretty tart and sour. Ketchup, pretty tart and sour. Vinegar, very tart and sour. So where does the sweet come from? Well, you guys are about to find out where the sweet comes from. So that looks pretty good. So I am very excited about this part because the final thing is a couple spoons of brown sugar, which is definitely one of my most favorite things in the world. So I'd like to get a pretty good spoon size. There we go. Brown sugar. And also, sweet and sour sauce is probably my favorite sauce as well. So, and I love egg rolls. So I'm gonna make it a little sweeter. But you know, I still love the sour. Another little bit. So about 3 spoonfuls. More or less. Oh, yummy! Spilled some on the floor. That's okay. People make mistakes. Some are more costly than others. Alright, so now that that is pretty nicely mixed up, I'm going to see how it tastes. I'm assuming this isn't going to be amazing, but it looks pretty much exactly like the picture. Forgot about one last thing. We need a little bit of salt. This is salt to taste, so I'm not a big fan of salt. I'm gonna hold it. Go. And finally, we are going to make this blue. It says we can use food coloring, so I think we're gonna need quite a bit to make this blue. So there we go. And look at that. That actually looks amazing. So there's a lot of stuff in here, so I'm not exactly sure how this is going to taste. And the blue actually kind of looks gross, but I think it should be pretty good. So yeah, that actually made like one of my favorite colors. If it was a little lighter, it probably would be my favorite color. Like a greenish blue. That's pretty cool. So we have to now plate this with all of our stuff. Okay, so I kind of tried the sauce and I didn't want to put it on camera because it was an epic fail. Now it tastes really good, but I added about 5 more teaspoons of this brown sugar, and that didn't really help, so I added about half a cup of regular sugar, and I mixed it up really well until it was pretty well dissolved, and now it's a lot better. I think it's the vinegar, so I would, if you're making it at home, I would suggest not using as much vinegar. The recipe called for 1/3, so I would probably use about 1/4 of vinegar, and then use a little more pineapple juice because the pineapple juice is a lot sweeter than the vinegar, but the vinegar was really overpowering. So yeah, I would add less vinegar, more pineapple juice, and more sugary sweet stuff. And yeah, that should make it taste a lot better. Alright, so let's try the finished product. So I got a nice plate, a nice bowl and everything. So let's try the egg rolls with the sweet and sour sauce that is blue. You can dye it whatever color, but I like blue. Blue is my favorite. really good. The inside's really good. I'm really surprised with how the meat turned out. It turned out like really, like, you can really taste the soy sauce. So yeah, I would definitely suggest trying this. And subscribe to the Remix Squad for all my friends. We do just about everything on the channel. And thank you guys for watching.